Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new What If here. Today we are doing What If Naruto was a prodigy part 1. And if you're curious on when I'm gonna upload the next part of What If Naruto turned into a girl/female, that'll be uploaded. That'll be uploaded this Friday, so be a bit more patient and you get part 2 soon. Anyway, so obviously the QB attack and all of that would still go similar. I'm not going to say any details because it will ruin the story. Anyway, but yeah, so most of that will go the same up until Naruto's 4 years old. So he's been kicked out from an orphanage when he was roughly 3 years old, I think. Yeah, around 3. And so he spent most of the time just trying to survive. And it was on his 4th birthday that he was somehow managed to find him. And he'd be, of course, talking to Naruto. And obviously that's also when he would learn his name. And Naruto I'd go, Gramps, do you think I could start training? Go, why aren't you? Well, you're a bit young to start training if you want to be a ninja. It's like, well, aren't people in clans like roughly training when they turn around 4 or 5 years old? It's like, well, yeah, you're right, but why would you want to start training now? It's like, well, if I don't, well, then I'll be, left behind and that. And so I'd, like to start training as soon as possible. It's like, well, okay, sure. Well, I guess tomorrow I can find you, like an apartment. So today you can go and sleep in my, sleep with me in my home, and then tomorrow we can look for a house and get you what you need. And so you go, okay. Also tomorrow, could you also take me to the library? It's like, huh? Why did you want to go to the library for? Well, so then I can learn, about ninja stuff, some ninja stuff and that, and also maybe some other stuff and that. So, well, okay, I don't see why not, but why do you want me to go with you to the library? So, well, they don't exactly. Well, most of the time when I've gone around here to either try and buy some stuff, I've generally been kicked out or that. So it might be the same in the library. And even if you said the library's owned by the ninja part, the ninjas, they would still end up trying to kick me out. So it'd be better if you come along with me. So then they can't exactly say nothing then, because you'd be with me. Just go, well, okay then. As it would be night, so they would he would lead Naruto back to his home as they would sleep, wake up, and he'd take Naruto to the library, as he would. Well, yeah, as he'll also be thinking of what apartments are there that Naruto could move into, and he would pick up some ninja in the library. He'd pick up some ninja books, and that more so books on because there's probably ninja sections, but can only be accessed from Genin and above. And now it's not Genin, so they also have, of course, books on how to start, maybe training to become a Genin and that. So Naruto'd pick up that and he'd read through that, you know, a genin, or if you're training to become a genin, you'd need like shuriken, kunai, and well, yeah. So of course Naruto would be reading through, and of course he would remember back to like, you know, when he was on like 2 or 3, when he was running away from a mob. Well, yeah, when he was 3 years old and he was running away from a ton of people that just wanted to beat him up. And for some odd reason, like, he still remembers, like, you know, he remembers everything. He hasn't, like, you know, he thinks, could this be like, you know, what is this ability? Well, I guess it can be good and bad, because I will never forget like the pain that I've been in, but good because, you know, I can look at stuff, or, you know, I can look through stuff once and then, like, you know, I've got it in my memory then, so I can like read it over constantly in my mind then if I have to. And so, you know, you'd go through, of course, a couple of books. You'd go, well, yeah, I just need like kunai and shuriken and a place to train. As you go, well, I know where you could train. Like, you can train in like the Hokage training grounds. Like, what? You mean it? I thought that place was only for... It's like, yes, it is really only for us, but we can also make, say, exceptions when it comes down to it. As you'd go, and it's not to go, okay then. As you'd go, it's about midday, you know. Naruto, have you heard of a place called Ichiraku? It's like, no, what's that? It's like, oh, they only make the best ever ramen in the world. It's like, well, that's good, but it's like, oh, I don't think they would, you know, like, call you mean names and that, Naruto. So you'd go, well, okay then. And so, you know, the Hokage, Naruto would take Naruto to Ichiraku Ramen, and of course Naruto go, oh god, this food, it's awesome, it's like, it's the food of the gods or something. His would just chuckle, and you know, and the shop owner, you know, it'd be, you know, like, thank you, that's, yeah, very nice of you to say. Yeah. And of course his daughter, which I think is what, like maybe a year or two older than Naruto. Yeah. As you know, as you'd go, well, you're always welcome here. It's like, oh, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. It's like, well, yeah, you're always welcome here, Naruto. Like, why don't we be friends? As it, you want to be friends with me? Just go, oh yeah, why not? You know, like, yeah, everyone needs a friend, don't they? So you'd go, as now to go, well, okay then. And, well, yeah. Of course, those 3 heroes and pretty much on Naruto's really only friends currently. As, you know, like, after that, of course, Hiruzen would then go to the Hokage Tower and go, well, sorry Naruto, I wish I could stay with you longer. It's like, and Naruto go, in one of the books it said, you know, there's like a clone jutsu, so don't you know one? It's like, huh? Well, yes I do, why? It's like, well, can you do like a clone jutsu and then have the clone like do your work whilst you continue, like, maybe like possibly find, like, maybe, like, you know, like, take me to like my apartment and that, where I may, or like take me to the place where I may live, and so we can also, and also take me so I can get my kunai and shuriken, and then like go to the training ground or that. And so you go, huh? And so you just be thinking, why did I think of that? Damn it, God, I guess that's how you must have been able to get your work done so fast. And then manage, to work on maybe like like on your funjutsu or a new jutsu that you may have come up with. Damn it, why didn't I think of that? And a 4-year-old kid came up with it. Damn it. As you'd sit down on his desk, as you whack his head against his Naruto. You okay? Okay, as he'd go, yeah, okay, Naruto. I'm okay. As the unbound of we just go, I guess not every day, like, I guess not every day a Hokage gets shown up by a 4-year-old child. And Naruto would obviously like smell blood in the eyes. He'd like go to the like sofa / settee in the like room. So he'd go like buy something. It's like I'm kind of like like I know you've got Anbu in here, as it'd be stupid not to. Still, Hokage must be protected at roughly all times. It's like, yeah, and well, this person's like this Anbu person here like smells of blood, as Hiruzen would kind of blush and come inside and go, oh god, yeah. Well, and the Anbu member would just go bright red, as then the Anbu member would come fizz bars. He'd go, huh? So, it's just like toilet break. She goes out the room as the other Anbu members is just either a bit red but laughing as well. Yeah. And it's just like, what's wrong? Is that nothing now? Do you learn when you're older? It's like, okay. Yeah. Anyway, like Hiruzen would end up doing the Shadow Clone Jutsu and make, like 2 clones. So go, well, you'd go then, well, come on then, Naruto, why don't we like head out so you can get you some Shoken and Kunai. And so that's what, they end up doing. They head out, they get some Shoken and Kunai, and then they go... they, of course, in the shop, the shopkeepers, the shopkeepers, then he, doesn't mind, because he knows who, what Naruto is, what he holds. But he's not going to care, because he obviously knows the difference. Well, you'd have to if you're going to sell, ninja gear and that. So, he doesn't care whatsoever. Yeah. And of course, Naruto would be hiding behind the Hokage's leg, as, it goes to Hokage, go, I guess I've got to really work on this, on the, village, because for some odd reason, however they found out, it just made his life miserable. So, I'm sorry, Minato, Kusano, it seems like I can't live up to what you said. Oh well. I guess I can always try and change it. Guess that's why I can have one of my clones look into if they've passed any laws and try to get the power back and try and restore things to how it was. Yeah, and obviously sort things out. And then when the clones would poof in the office, and he'd go, oh, hey Naruto, would you either, yeah, obviously, they'd pay for things Naruto, they'd be walking out, as he'd go, oh, Naruto, where do you want to go next? Do you want to go to the training ground or to your, new apartment where you'll be, living? It's well, I guess, to where I live, because we also need to get, some food and that. So, well, yeah, I guess so, but I can also have like an Abu like member, say maybe like say once a week, so I go out to get say like some food for you, because if they try and kick you out, well, then it'd be better than an Abu member, would like go out and get you what you need for the week. And it's not to go okay then, Hokage-sama. Well, Hokage. And you'd go, okay then, well, let's head to the training ground then. As you'd show Naruto, to the training ground, and he'd sit down with Naruto. Well, he'd sit down and he'd show Naruto like how to hold them properly, to throw them, and that's what Naruto would do. And of course, obviously Naruto would be trying over and over again. And then it'd slowly start getting dark, as he'd go, hey Naruto. Okay, yeah, okay, yes, Gramps, well, I've, come with me, I've got a place. I've got a place that, you may like. It's like, oh, well, okay, if you say so, Gramps. As, he would take Naruto up to the, up to the Hokage's, up into the Hokage's monument, and, he'd sit down on the fourth Hokage's head with Naruto, and they would be looking over the villagers. And I'd go, hey, Gramps, am I the, do I have the fox in me? It's like, huh? What do you mean? It's like, well, is the fox sealed inside me? It's like, what? Who told you that? It's like, well, I just kind of figured that out, as a lot of people, call me Fox, or, oh, there's the demon brat. I've heard some people call me, Fox Demon, and stuff like that, so I've just guessed that, I put two and two together, and, well, I came up with that. It's like, so you'd go, yeah, Naruto, you have the nine-tailed fox, sealed inside of you. So I'd go, okay, so, and it's like, Naruto, you are not the fox by all means. You are the jailer. You keep him in check. The power that you could use to destroy the village, you keep in check. He is sealed inside of you. You are not him you are not it by any means. Okay, as it go. Okay. Also, I've got another question. So, okay, what's that? He's got, am I related to the fourth Hokage? As it go, what do you mean? It's like, well, when I came into your office, Gramps, you had a picture of all the Hokages, and the fourth elf seemed very similar to me. So, the hair colour, we both have blonde hair. Mine maybe a slightly shade or two brighter, or maybe darker. We've got the same coloured eyes, and the only difference between us is my eyes shape, and my eye shape, my face's shape, and that he doesn't have whiskers. Besides from that, we otherwise look identical. As you go, do I? Is that well? If he's put it together this far, then Naruto. If I answer that question, will you promise me this? Promise you what? You'll not tell anyone of this, and I mean anyone, because obviously, the fourth Kage had enemies. Like, yeah, it was known as the Yellow Flash, right? It's like, yes, and because of that, he had a lot of enemies, and like anyone, even though he's dead, anyone would, would want to get back at them, and the best way would be, even though he's dead, would be to, kill his son if he had one. He'd go, as Naruto would kind of nod and go, well, okay, he's like, well, and so, yes, Naruto, your father is the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, the Yellow Flash of the Leaf. So I'd go, I only thought that, he could have been like maybe like much older brother, or maybe like, or like cousin or something else. I didn't think he'd actually be my dad. So yes, and your mum, which you probably will end up figuring out, similar how short of time it took you to figure out who your dad was. Your mum was known as the redhead habanero, or Red Devil when she was in school, aka Kushina Uzumaki. And so that's where you get your last name from, is now. So the Uzumaki's were really a clan, is it? Go, yes. The Uzumaki clan was like the strongest of them all. The most, you could say, besides from like, well, they were in the top 3 most feared clans ever. Pretty much, it was the Uchihas, the Senjus, and the Uzumakis. Also, the Uzumaki clan was also a village. Also, the village was also known as the Village of Longevity, as well, because of the sheer size of your chakra reserves. The Uzumaki, like chakra reserves, they had quite long lives, and thus they were also the only people in the world that could handle being the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. Is Naruto go, oh wow, I didn't know that. It's like, yeah, your clan is probably, like, besides from like the Uchiha Senjus, your clan was definitely the most feared, and because your clan had had Funjutsu, or the art of sealing. Like the Uzumaki clan were seal masters in a complete, like they were a seal master in their own like league. There was nobody else that could beat them at that game. Seriously, not even our own seal master. He can't rival an Uzumaki when it comes to sealing. Seriously. As Naruto go, wow, that's impressive. And well, yeah, of course, some would go down and he'd take Naruto to his new apartment. Obviously, before the clone popped, the clone asked an army member to go and get some food to the address, and the clone would obviously explain to the army why. As of course the army man would go, yes, Hokage, and would set off. Then the Yugos clone would pop to just say that, hey, an army member has been, sent out to get food, and to deliver at this place for Naruto Uzumaki. So yeah. So of course Hiruzen would drop Naruto off at his home. And he would cook something for Naruto, and then I would give it to him, and then he'd go, well, I'm off, Naruto. His Naruto go, okay, you probably may not see me tomorrow, as I'll be in the training ground training. So he'd go, alright, okay then, well, I'll see you then. As he'd go, okay, bye. As they'd leave, Naruto would eat his dinner, then he'd have a shower and then go off to bed. Then he'd wake up. He'd wake up. He'd like make some toast and eat it, and then head off to the training ground where the Okage training ground. My uncle says 2 amperes, and well, of course they'd go, Naruto, so you're here for your training to, like start your training. This is like, yeah. So I'll probably be here pretty much like I'll probably come here like every day if I'm not going to the library, like to study up on stuff. I just stay on and go, like, okay, as long as you tell us, like, where you're going, if you're like going in here or going out. So okay, I'll probably be staying like in the throwing like target area to practice my kunai and shuriken throwing. Stout nod, and obviously Naruto would go in. That's what he'd be doing for a couple of days. Naruto would be getting better, and like 2 weeks would pass as Naruto would then go about. Naruto would obviously also in that 2 weeks would like meditate. Like, well, that evening, just as sun's going down, he'd go up to the like rock and he would sit down and meditate. And he'd try and get in contact with the fox, as he'd be going, as he'd be meditating, as he'd be like in his head, fox, Nine Tails, will you answer me? And just then, like after a good minute or two, he'd be pulled inside as Naruto would open his eyes as he'd go, I guess I'm here. I'll just follow this to wherever it ends up, as he would, walk down the sewer. Like, I guess, I can change, I'll change this, afterwards, once I've met with the fox. As, he'd meet up and come and go, so you finally decided to grace me with your presence, huh? I thought you'd be a lot older when I first saw you, and I'd go, well, yeah, but it's quite easily, when you're being called Fox Demon and that, to figure out that you hold the Nine Tails inside of you. Anyway, it's like, also, I just believe that you're just mistaken. It's like, why do you say that? Well, when I was with Gramps in the library, I was reading some books that talked about you, and well, they mainly paint you in a bad light, but if you can hate, then you can love. And if you can love, then you can cry, get mad, and that, and thus, you're a living being. And also, because, you've proven you can talk, that means that you're just misunderstood, that, yeah. You're just a huge misunderstood creature that people fear because you're just really big. As Kuma would kind of be have a flashback to to Haguroma, as he would say that like a boy, one day there'd be like a boy that would unite them all together. As could this be who the old man was talking about? Maybe, just maybe. And now, what's your name? As the Nine Tails go, I'm the Nine Tails Fox. And I was going, no, that's just what people call you, your actual name. Nobody's ever really asked for my real name. It's like, well, it's Kuruma. And also, I'm a gal. And Naruto, what it's like, I may not look like a gal, but I am. And Naruto, okay. And well, from that day forward, they'd be obviously, talking, and Naruto go, well, I guess, well, before I leave, there's one more thing what I want to do whilst I'm here, so I should go, oh, what's that? Naruto, well, you just have to find out. Naruto would just put, and, kind of like meditate in front of the cage, and Naruto would then think of a forest with animals and rabbits, pigs, chickens, I don't know what else, cows, wild animals, squirrels, as then from a also very bright flash of light would appear, and then as it subsides, should be amazed. It's a massive forest area. Well, there'd be forest and also grassland with a river going through it and that. And it'd be quite a nice and pretty place to be, quite calming place to be. If you just need to get away from everything, you can just go there and listen to nature and relax. This is all inside of Naruto's mind. I should be kind of taken back about Naruto going now for that cage, as Naruto kind of turn the massive gates into a I guess I can make it into this, as Naruto he's concentrating really hard to see what's going on, as then the cage would all of a sudden shrink, as it would then kind of almost vanish and then reappear as a ring, as then it'd float onto one of course her fingers. Even though it's a fox, it's got bunny ears and human fingers, so yeah, bit odd, but whatever. Anyway, and well, she'd be she'd be a bit surprised, and Naruto go, well, he'd open his eyes and go, yes, it worked, and well, now you can walk anywhere you want, you don't have to worry, because these that gate is now pretty much the ring on your finger. And of course that would obviously stop really Kuma from really killing him, as it would always pretty much stop it. It would end up of force field around him if she's gonna end up actually killing him. So yeah, she can do damage to him, but anything that would do to lethal, kill him, it will stop immediately. And well, yeah. And so she'd go, well, hey kid, how about when you go to the Okage tomorrow, ask him if you could learn these shadow clone jutsu. It's what's that? Well, for one, it's clone jutsu, but you have actual physical clones, and that all can help you out when you're doing, well, you can then do more things at once. You'll learn more in the scroll. As Naruto go, okay, so he'll head back, he'll try cooking. He won't exactly like it, but obviously he knows with everything, once you've done it enough times, you'll get better. And well, yeah, after of course eating it, he'll then have a shower, go to bed, wake up, and of course he'd head off to the Hokage's office. He'd go, Naruto. I didn't see you yesterday. It's like, well, I was training, and I also decided to also try and get in contact with the fox. It's like, have you? It's like, yeah. It's like the fox is pretty nice, and it asked me to come to you and ask you if I could learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu. It's like, why'd that be? Well, because it said I would be able to do more things at once, and that, I'd learn the reason why from the scroll. And he'd go, well, I guess I could give it to him, considering the amount of chakra he's got. He's got at his age, he's already got tuning reserve, so he should be able to make a good, maybe 10, 15, 20 clones. At least. Maybe more. Well, sure then, Naruto. As he'd go through some of his drawers, as he'd go, here it is, as he'd go, well, there you go, Naruto. It's not thank you, as he'd, go off to learn it. He'd go off to the Hokage training ground, and he'd sit down in the field, and he'd read over it. And Naruto'd think to himself, I wonder if Kuma's yeah, I guess not. Anyway, I should read this. As you look over it, then he'd look over it twice to make sure he hasn't missed anything, and then he'll scroll up and he's like, okay, well, I think I saw the Hokage do this when he showed me. As Naruto then goes Shadow Clone Jutsu, as one would pop out, as it would look a bit green, a little bit sickly, but and Naruto go, I guess I should put a bit more chakra into it. As Naruto poke at it, puff and go, I definitely need a bit more. As Naruto go, well, I guess, as he'd go back to the Hokage's officers, he'd go, Naruto, did you manage to do it? It's like, yeah, I read it, and it said about something about memory transfer or that. What does that mean? It's like, well, anything it does, it's say of course you remember so your friend your friend at Ichiraku Ramen. It's like, oh yeah, that nice girl who with her dad, right? It's like, yes. Who works with her dad? It's like, yes. Oh no, you'd go, well, say if your clone went to Iju the ramen shop to buy you ramen, and it saying he said, it takes you 10 minutes to get the first one, then it dispelled, then the memory of it, then you'd have in your memory that the clone went there, and you'd be able to see and hear that the clone would it would say, yes, it'd be 10 minutes, and that started to go, cool, so I could use this for training and do more stuff. Just go, well, yeah, but I wouldn't overdo it, Naruto. So go, okay, it's you talked about the Uzumaki clan being great at Funjutsu. Could I start learning it? It's well, I don't see why not. As it go out, as he would, go with Naruto to the shop, as he'd get all the stuff like Naruto would need to obviously like start learning Funjutsu. Like sealing, and obviously like some books about it as well. And he'd go, well, you can Naruto, and I'd go, yeah, okay, I'm going to the training ground to train now. So you go, okay, Naruto. It's Naruto, to hop off to the training ground. There's go, well, I guess I'll have to go back to the office. Yeah. And so of course Hiruzen heads off back to the office, and he makes obviously a clone once he's in the office to get his work done a bit faster. And Naruto's now in the so about like 2-3 minutes later he'd end up in the Hokage training ground, as he'd sit down and just before he sits down he'd make like 50 clones. Well, no, he'd make 75 clones. Big Puff and Naruto, as they go, boss, what your orders? Well, Naruto go, well, I want 25 of you working on Funjutsu, 25 of you working on throwing. Oh no, say 50 clones, yeah. Yeah, 50 of you working on your phone, and 50 views reading the books and start to work on practicing writing your handwriting skills for Funjutsu. Said go, okay. Instead of they would go off, and Naruto would, and of course he'd hear a yawn in his head as Kuma would wake up and she'd, give out a nice yawn, and she'd go, what's up with, what are you doing? He's just like, well, I just made 50 clones, 25 of them to, practice practice handwriting for Funjutsu, and to have 25 for practicing, throwing, because that's really mainly muscle memory, so they would be transferred. And I'm gonna start doing early chakra exercise, so then I can make more clones and that, more shadow clones and that. I just said, okay then, and she'd she'd think, damn, making 50 clones, that's already impressive for a child of your age. Child of your age shouldn't be able to make any, she thinks in her head. Yeah, and especially without any chakra training at all. So yeah, and so Naruto would get a leaf, and it would be say having a leaf on your arm and getting it to stick on your arm without it falling off, and that would take Naruto roughly around 2 weeks to learn. And then from there, I was going to go, are you gonna, now you've done that, are you gonna walk, do tree walking? And I was going, nah, don't think I'm ready for that yet. I'm gonna make it harder for myself. So, and how you make it harder? Put more leaves on my arm, up until my entire arms are pretty much filled with leaves. I should go, well, I guess that will make it harder. And so, in the span of 2.5 months, or 2 months and 2 weeks, let's say 3 months, Naruto's entire arms, besides from the top, and hands and fingers, the lot are all covered in leaves pretty much, that are sticking to him. And can we now go around? Now are you going to try tree walking? So I'd go, I guess I should, shouldn't I? And so I go, yeah, I'm pretty sure you've mastered that. Not unless you want to push it even further and start, and take your top off and put leaves on your chest and that, and I'd go, I guess that's a good idea. I guess that's enough. I guess I should do that. So no, do the tree, tree behind him. It's like, that guy, no, I'm just playing with you. And Naruto would obviously focus chakra at his feet, and then walk up the tree as can go, you sure you haven't done it? And I'd go, yeah, you've been with me since I was pretty much born, so no. It's like, yeah, but I could have been asleep for a day or that. It's like, well, yeah, and then you could just go through my memories. It's go, yeah, and no, you haven't, but it's surprising. No one should be able to master it, that first time. It's I guess it's to do with my chakra exercise. It's so go, yeah, I think so, considering the mastery, the sheer amount of just how many leaves you had bouncing on your arm while sticking to your arm. I guess so. And well, yeah, I'm a bit boring then. Actually, as it's starting to get late, as you then call out, group 1 and group 2 to dispel. So group 1 will dispel, then 5 seconds later, group 2 will then dispel. And Naruto obviously, in a neat pile beside them, group 2, which is the Funjutsu, would obviously deliver, all this stuff to not litter or that. And, well, beside him where he was, and then she'd go, oh, what are you gonna do? And Naruto would go, I'm gonna do this. It's like, you're gonna make more? Naruto would think, okay, use half my chakra reserves. As Naruto go, shadow clone jutsu, and he'd make 10 shadow clones. As Naruto go, oh, I'm a bit tired now, and can go, yeah, using half your chakra reserves to make 10 shadow clones, that is going to wear you out a bit, right? But why did you use half your chakra reserves? Well, I thought if I put in more chakra, it'd make them stronger, so they'd be able to last more than one hit. Just gonna go, oh, so in other words, you've made training partners. It's yeah, but I'm gonna take it one step further and go and fight them on the tree. Because why? It's if you're this good already, it's well, if I ever come in a situation where I need to fight and end up say fighting on a tree or at the side of a mountain, I'll be able to without any worry, of falling off, having to concentrate, on channeling chakra to my feet, I wouldn't have to. Is well, yeah, I guess you're right there. And so, 10 of them would get onto the tree. Well, just before they get on the tree, and I have to go, oh, this is an all-out battle, a free-for-all. And, well, yeah, and also, you have to stick. Your one rule is that you must stick to the tree at all times. As they all nod, as Naruto and his 10 clones would get onto the tree, as they all pretty much start fighting one another. As one by one they slowly start popping. Mind you, it's pretty much now night. It's around, say, maybe an hour before midnight when Naruto manages to pop the last one. Is Naruto's I'm bored now. It's well, no, you managed to, and it's yeah, but that was tiring. It's well, that is kind of what you get when you supercharge your clones. So I was yeah, I guess so. I just now took I just came up with something, but I'll have to leave it for tomorrow, as he'd pretty much be sliding down the tree at this point. Yeah, I just know to then he'd walk off, and Naruto'd pretty much just like Naruto would just barely make it back, as he'd pretty much just get on his bed and collapse asleep. Yeah. And of course then it'd be morning, he'd wake up and he'd smell and he'd go, I guess when I came in I just went straight to bed. So he'd go, he'd have a shower, he'd make himself good, he'd actually head off to Ichiraku Ramen to eat, and like maybe it's like 12 bowls of ramen. Yeah. And then, you'd head off to the training ground and kind of go, so as he'd make, he'd make this time 3 groups. Well, he'd make 75 clones, so 3 groups. So 3 groups of 25 clones is, he'd go out, group 1 you're doing shuriken and kunai, group 2 you're carrying on doing like funjutsu and that. Okay, and like group 3 would go, like, what are you doing, boss? Well, yesterday, just as I was about to pretty much pass out on the tree, I came up with a idea. And well, like, we've got to become a genin, you must have a clone jutsu, which, I must have clone jutsu, which, we have the shadow clone. Must also learn we must learn the transformation jutsu, which everyone uses, just the the one transformation jutsu, and then the replacement jutsu, where we'd be able to replace stuff with so we're learning. And it's like, I kind of came up with an idea to make my own transformation jutsu. It's like, what's that then, boss? As Kuma would be interested. She'd wake up. She'd pretty much wake up to the sound of 75 clones. So yeah, and she'd be, I wonder what it would be. Yeah, it's like, well, it's instead of it being an illusion, this would be a physical transformation. So, how would we do that? It's like, well, of course, how you're made this clone. Yeah, but physical, yeah. Well, it's pretty much taking that, but then, transforming it into, into something else, say like a bird or a person, and then, but instead of having me and then a clone, say as a bird, I'd then, somehow transform my conscience to that, and then my body would be in my mindscape. So then, when the smoke's gone, it's in the place, from me is now a bird. But I'd obviously need to learn the ins and out of the, whatever creature I'm going to transform into. As they would nod and, they would start working on it. And it would take Naruto roughly a week to finally be able to do it, as Naruto to finally, do the the transformation jutsu sign, as he'd go, I hope this works, transform, as in his mind he would be thinking of his Gramps, the third Hokage, as he actually, no, he'd be thinking of Kuma. He would have, of course, Kuma in his mind. And so, of course, he'd go, well, let's see if you can do it this time, Naruto. You've been training for a week. And he'd go, transform, and, from the smoke came, say, smaller, a small nine-tails. As that was like, huh? Everything looks so big. Mind you, being his mindscape, or also. So yeah, and it'd be later, as he didn't really bother to leave the house, as today was say a rest, but he wanted to try and master his transformation, so he decided to meditate and go in his mindscape. And yeah, and Kieran would go, well, you should look at yourself. It's like, huh? How'd I do? Oh, right, clone jutsu. As Naruto Shadow Clone Jutsu, as and one of them would pop into existence, as it it'd already know just to look, just to stare at him and then poof away. And then of course it'd do that, and Naruto'd go, wait, I'm just it's like, yeah, you're just a mini me. It's like, I wonder why. So, well, I did have you on my mind, so I guess whatever person I'm thinking about at that time, I transform into. So yeah, and Kuma would be in her mind and go, oh my god, he looks so cute. Yeah, he's a tiny me. He's a mini me. Yeah. And Naruto then obviously then do release, and Naruto and Kuma would go, Naruto, I think you shouldn't tell anyone about us. Naruto go, why? It's like, well, considering everyone only knows the illusion one, where it makes you look like it, but you're actually not. Your clone jutsu, your this, it's your transformation jutsu. It makes you physically into that. Because obviously, otherwise, I would have quite easily been able to see, you as obviously, you, and so would have your clone as, yeah. So it's like, I guess so, but, it's like, well, and also, the people, the civilian council would try and, make you either, say, give it art, say, tell them how you, do, on how to do it, and some other stuff, and you may end up, never being able to train again. You may be forced to do A rank or even S rank missions on spying, and, well, wrong one move on one of those missions, and you could be dead. So it's like, yeah, I can see why. Okay, I won't tell anyone. It's like, well, you can tell the Hokage, but I think first you may want to be able to transform into something else, not just a me, as much as and I guess I will head off to the library then, as Naruto would then obviously return from his mindscape, and he'd go off to the library to go to the it'd make 25 clones. It'd go, well, you 20, well, yeah, well, no, it'd make 50. Go, no, it'd make 10. Go out 5 years, go to the animal section and get animal biology. So on say a horse, a bird, it's a horse, a bird, a cat, a dog, and I don't know, one of you can choose something else. Yeah, one of you must have a cat, a dog, a bird, and a horse. So, why those for? They're a bit specific, aren't they? It's like, well, a horse, because if we're like ever on a mission where like, say if I'm ever say tasked on mission like on my own and I'm having to say transport something heavy, well, I could bring say like a wagon along, and then like I could like say summon one of you, like, bring one of yous, and well, say like bring one of yous into existence, and then like transform one of yous into like the horse, and then like strap you up, and then obviously then, or you can say strap me up to it, and then off we go then to like the thing, and then we can take it back, because obviously a horse is a lot better at pulling things than like we are. It's just like, yeah, then white cow or dog. It's like, well, like, so then like if we go to like say a village or that, we can like go around without being like suspicious. Because what would be suspicious about a cat or a dog walking into a building? Whereas like if we're say like in the desert and the squirrel walks in, well, that's going to be pretty weird. So I can understand how okay, so 5 of them would go off, yeah, and like the bird from Naruto, like the one about like one of them. Oh, none of them really didn't want to, well, didn't care about the bird, because obviously, it'd be a tactical advantage to be able to, like, fly around and see where your enemies are, and then, the clone can poof and give you, like, you're here, and then, like, like your enemy are over there, like, say, a kilometre that way. And so, yeah. And, well, of course, and then it's like, well, what about us then? It's like, well, we're going to learn the human body. It's like, huh? Why is that? Well, so then I can say transform into like say a different male, like an older person, or even a girl. It's like, okay. It seemed like I would get, of course, books about the human body as they would sit down. I just couldn't go like, hey Naruto, like, can you come in here for a minute? I'm gonna talk to you about something. It's like, huh? Okay, if you, okay. It's Naruto go into his mindscape as Kurama and explain, well, if you're gonna learn about the human body, I guess you should also first learn. Remember that time where you smelled blood on that Ambu? It's like, oh yeah. So, well, firstly that Ambu member was a girl. It's like, yeah, okay. And well, girls have a thing that once a girl reaches around the age of around like 10, 11 or 12, they start, well, they start a thing called period, and that happens like once a month, every month, and that can last maybe, like, for one person it could be like the entire week. For some people it may be 2-3 days. It's different for the gal. And obviously she then obviously tell roughly how babies are made and that. And after that, as Natto's a little bit embarrassed, a 4-year-old learning all of that, be a tad bit, but he'd get over it, and then the rest, the clones would read the books, and learn like what breasts, like why girls of course have breasts, and what they're actually for, and all of that. So Naruto could actually make proper actual clone that could, for some odd reason, if he made 2 clones, they could literally do it, even though, well, yeah, they probably would be able to actually reproduce. But yeah, because it'd be clones, it wouldn't, like, no eggs or that would be produced. But if he transformed himself into a girl, then he'd be actually able to produce a child or that. And then, like, obviously the other 5 clones, would come with, obviously, like, like, say, books on, like, the anatomy of, like, cats, dogs. Well, like, like, say, cats and dogs and that. Well, no, they would obviously bring, back, a load of books about, like, first birds. Obviously, like, to learn the anatomy of, course, birds and that, and obviously having, say, 5 clones, go through many different books about the anatomy of birds, better than having, one clone go through one book about birds, one about dogs, cats, horses, whatever. Yeah. And so, roughly, another 2 weeks would go by with that, and Naruto would learn the complete ins and out of the human body. Same with the, like, dogs, cats, horses, birds, and yeah. And Kumbo would go, well, I guess, you should, like, try out, see if you can try out. It's like, sure. As Naruto would go, okay then. As he'd calm down, as he'd do the, like, hand signs for the transformation jutsu / shadow clone jutsu, and he'd say, he'd have an image of a bird in his mind, as he'd go, transform. And there's a puff of smoke later, reveals, as Naruto opens his eyes, it's like, I think I did it, as he'd turn the, his head, and he'd go, yeah, I did it, I have wings now. Yeah. It's like, I just kind of go, okay, now let's see if you can fly. And it's, well, a good, like, 5 minutes later, after Naruto learning how to fly, and, like, yeah, let's say, around 5 minutes later, Naruto would be able to fly. And Naruto would actually, fly off to the Hokage's office, and he'd then transform back and knock on the window as the Hokage would look over, and he'd go, and so he'd open the window, Naruto, what are you doing like that? So I'm sorry, Gramps, I tried out a new jutsu I came up with, and it seems like it worked, because I was at his window. It's like, I'd think, no, did he come up with a teleportation jutsu? No, can be. Naruto go, can we, like, head off to the training ground, to the training ground, now I can show you that. As you go, okay, sure. As they would head off to the training ground, as he'd go, well, okay, 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes later, he'd go, well, okay, Naruto, what did you want to show? It's like, well, you came with my own version of transformation jutsu. It's like, and what's that? Just go, well, you see now, as you'd think, you'd have an image of a horse in his head, as you go, you can go, you don't want him to try and ride you. It's like, well, if you're planning on, like, doing a horse, then I'm imagining, like, a saddle and that, so you can, ride you. And you can, explore training ground a bit more, because you haven't really explored much of this. It's like, yeah, I guess you're right there. Okay, then, imagine now a horse with saddles, a saddle and that, as he'd go, he'd do the handstand, as he was going, that's the handstand for the shadow clone jutsu, as he'd go, Naruto, because the difference, he'd say, transform. His puff smoke would come, as where Naruto's standing is now a horse, as he'd go, it's like, as he'd turn the head, it's like, this is, like, real, and also, this is the first time, like, as a horse, as he'd, like, try and walk around a bit after kind of getting his bearings and being able to, like, walk on hooves and that. He'd then come sit down and he'd go, "Oh, Ganden Hokage." It's like, huh? You want me to get on this? Like, I don't think I'll be able to. It's like, yeah, come on. I'm actually a horse, like, get on. It's not just a illusion. So if you say so, as he'd get on, as he'd approach and he'd actually stroke, and he'd be able to actually feel, Naruto to actually feel like a horse, and he'd go, "This is impressive, Naruto. You've involved the clone jutsu into an actual real thing." It's like, Naruto go, "Yeah, I kind of want to keep it a secret, so could you tell no one?" So he'd go, "Yeah, I can very much understand why." It's like, "What else could you transform into?" It's like, "Well, I'm not quite sure, but I should be able to transform into a girl. I know I can transform into, obviously, this. I can transform into a bird, because that's how I came on, that's how I was at the window. And I believe a dog and a cat. Like, I need to learn the ins and outs of the animal that I want to turn into. But once I have, I can turn, into it." So I go, "Huh, that's pretty impressive." And yeah. And so, Hiruzen would then kind of, sit, get on Naruto. And, sit on the saddle, and Naruto would slowly gap his. Naruto would go, "You're a little bit heavy." Let's go, "Well, that's to be expected." Yeah. Go, "Huh? Are you calling me heavy now?" It's like, "No, it's just never really carried anyone. This is also the first time, having someone ride on me. So, this is like, I think maybe like a horse and a bird has definitely got more like tactical things in battle, because like a bird, you'd be able to see where your enemies are, and of course a horse, you'd be able to. Could your clone? It's like, yeah, I can have my clone transform also into a horse. It's like, yeah, then you could be able to move very heavy objects. You wouldn't need to worry about needing, say, to bring horses with you and protect them. You just you'd be the horse. The only thing you'd need is the thing, whatever it's called, the cart, to obviously carry the stuff on. Naruto, would nod and would go, "Yeah." Where are you going? Where are we going to go then, Naruto? It's like, I was thinking of exploring this as the Naruto said, I should go and explore this place, as I haven't really explored this. And so I thought, well, as I've transformed into a horse, why not show you around too? So, okay then. And so, that's why I'm going to be leaving it. So if you guys have enjoyed this, if you enjoyed it so much, and you've seen more just like this, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next What If, or for the and a good bye.